Hey guys, Viper Rendezvous, this is Ryan. Hey, I just wanted to go through what I do on my car to tech it before the event. And I know we sent out a tech sheet that has a list of a lot of things, but I kind of wanted to highlight some of the things that I'm always worried about on my car, whether it's for the Viper Rendezvous event or for anything really. And so, I mean, the first thing you do, we're going to change the oil, right? And so I got to get my oil changed. I know it says 0W40. I use 5W50 on my car. I'll check the oil. I'll check the power steering fluid as well, and then change the brake fluid. So bleed all the brakes, flush out the brake fluid. Super important. I always do that. Like the oil stuff, I'll check that now, but the brake fluid stuff, I'll do that usually like just a couple days before the event. That way I have the freshest brake fluid in there that I can have ready to go. With the brake fluid, obviously I'm going to check the brake pads and make sure my pads are at least half, if not more. And then I always make sure I have a backup set of pads in case I blow through those pads throughout the weekend. I got my tires mounted. Those are ready to go. I have my street tires on right now. You can see those, but I will get my slicks on here before the event. And so part of the thing I have to do is when I switch from my street tires to slicks, I have to go from my ride height of the street down to my track height. So I will lower the car, and then I will also have to then adjust my camber and my toe settings, because anytime you raise and lower the car, it messes everything up. So I do that all myself. I set up, I have strings and set up everything so it's not very technical, but I measure off of those. And so I set up my camber, front and rear, toe, front and rear. I don't know, the caster I'm just not good at, so whatever I get for caster is what I get. You guys might say I'm crazy, and if you are, just tell me and help me to learn how to do that, because I just don't know how to do the caster very well. So let's see, power steering, windshield. I mean, I always want to check my windshield, make sure I don't have a crack in there from a rock or something from the last time I was out on track. I think that's a big deal. I kind of walk around the car. I mean, I wash it, it's going to be washed. This thing is filthy now. It's been out. We've been out with it. But I'll make sure it's all clean, ready to go. And then I just kind of check out all the panels and make sure there isn't cracks or something that I didn't know about as well. The thing on these Vipers, these new ones, tell me if you have a solution, but I always get my exhaust pipes, like they'll like sag down after these things get hot. I'll tighten them right back up, and then they'll eventually sag down and bang on here. So if you know a trick for that, let me know. But I usually have to fix one of my exhaust pipes along the way. I make sure my wing is set up where I want it. I really run it on like the least aggressive setting. I mean, that's going to depend on your car and what you want to do. That's how I have mine set up right now. Sometimes I change it, but that's where I'm running it today. So air pressure, I mean, it's more of a day of the event, but I do try and get my slicks set up with about the right air pressure that I'm going to want the day of event. I usually make sure I have a little extra because I can always bleed it off instead of going to find a air compressor and add to it. Ride height, toe, brake pads, exhaust. I mean, things in the car, my harnesses and stuff are already in here. So if you have harnesses, go through, check those out, and make sure those are hooked up correctly. First of all, make sure all the pieces and parts are there. Make sure everything looks good. I make sure that I have my, because I do drive this on the street, I got to make sure that my floor mats are out of the car as well, so that's safe. I do have it set up for a passenger, so I make sure the belts are safe for the passenger as well. Check also, you want to check your antifreeze, make sure that's full, ready to go. I also then check my suspension settings. So we have adjustable shocks on my car, so I'll make sure that my compression and rebound are set up where I want them. And you might not have that, and that's fine, but if you do, make sure that's set up ahead of time. And the one thing I do prior to going to the track is I log all of those settings. So I log my ride height, my caster, or my camber, my toe, my compression, my rebound, so that, and my wing height as well, where I have that set. That way when I go to the track, I know where I started, and if I go back a week later or a year later, I can say, well, where did I start at Viper Rendezvous? And I also log it when I'm at the track. If I make a change, I'll adjust it, like if I adjust tire pressures, the compression or rebound. Those are kind of the main things I might mess with there, so I do that as well. So those are kind of the main things for tech for me. I know there's maybe a couple other things on that sheet there, but those are the main things that I do. And so if that helps you kind of get your car ready, or if you listen to this and you're like, hey Ryan, you're forgetting the main thing, let me know. Or if there's something I'm doing wrong, I should do different, let me know. I'm always learning. I'm definitely not the expert on everything with cars. So hope to see you guys at the track, and it's going to be awesome. Viper Rendezvous 15. Looking forward to it.